Welcome and thank you for inviting me here to Paris this morning. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. I want to give a little brief introduction of who AmCham is, what we do in the monetization of intellectual property and intangibles around the world. But first I think I need to give just a moment of background of who AmCham is. We are a multi-billion-dollar public corporation out of London. We have over 5,000 employees in 50 countries. And I run and am the CEO of all of the intangible trading globally. The 5,000 employees, 1,500 are in the IT department alone, the other 3,500 are in brokers. Our brokerage is not as big as the other 3,500 employees. Each day AmCham trades daily 1.4 trillion US. We have the largest brokerage house in the world. About 4 years ago, AmCham came to me because I had created and invented the concept of the intellectual property auction. AmCham purchased the auction marketplace that I had created from Ocean Tomo and made an offer for me to go to AmCham and build the trading platform and monetization platform. We have as a team around the world the largest brokerage in the world in reference to patents, trademarks, copyrights. We've completed 900 transactions. Most of our business today is very opaque, not transparent, because due to the sensitive nature of intellectual property, sometimes the buyer is not successful and they don't desire everybody to know they're interested in a certain technology. But that's basically who AmCham is. I am the CEO. I run the auction business, I run the intellectual property business, and I run the media business globally. So I think we should really talk about where I come from. I really don't know much about patents. And everybody who knows me knows that I have probably very little knowledge of patents. I'm a market maker. I've created new markets my whole life, and I've done fairly well. And I think the most exciting market I've ever entered is intellectual property and patents. So in 2005, I tried to create a methodology of how do we transact these variable products that are completely unrelated to each other in an efficient and fast platform. I built the concept of a live auction like Sid Christie's or Sotheby's. We've done this now 17 or 18 times consistently and without fault around the world. Our brokerage business is very robust. We see about 6,000 to 8,000 patent portfolios a year. We have a robust team of about 30 or so who cull through those portfolios and bring us down to about 600, which is a manageable number for us to sell in a given year. Of the 600, we transact about 300 to 400. Now we're at about a 400 portfolio a year clip, which essentially is a portfolio a day, every day of the week, which is unheard of. I'm delighted to be in this business, but the shift that I've seen, I think, is more important than what I do. We're very good at what we do. There are several people in this room that I have sold things for many millions of dollars more than they wanted. We've made hundreds of individual inventors multi-millionaires. But really, I think there's a huge shift. So when I came to this business in 2005, I noticed that the big companies, and the world was broken in my eyes, big companies who had a lot of IP and a lot of innovation and a lot of research and development, and the small companies and the goofy individual entrepreneurs and inventors. But in 2005, when I went to the big companies, and I'm telling you, the top 100 patent holders in the world are my clients. When I went there, the attitude was, we invented here, we don't need something from somewhere else. We have the 7 greatest, the 10 greatest, the 700 greatest scientists. We don't need any help, we can make it ourselves. I've seen an enormous transformational shift that those companies that have 7 scientists or 7 researchers or 700 say, why not go out to the diaspora of 7,000 inventors and see what they have that can utilize our backbone. So today our real job is to take patents, and mostly we're discussing patents today, even though I've recently traded one of the largest film libraries in the world. We do copyrights, trademarks, patents, anything that is an intangible. The beauty of what I see going on is the big companies realize they can't invent everything. They want to have a competitive advantage in the concept of patent, for those of you who don't know it, a patent is a license to exclude competition for a certain period of time. So everybody was making their own licenses to exclude competition, and they weren't going out to the marketplace in general. So we go out to the marketplace in general, find everything that we think is decent, so that when we come to our clients, we come 4 times a year, not 400 times a year. I think that's where our expertise lies. John, who was sitting over there not paying attention, runs our office in London. We had a rather late night last night with a few of our clients. The beautiful thing is we are taking technology that brilliant people invent and putting it in a home where it can currently be used, built, and improve our daily life. As we look at all the smartphones that everybody's typing these emails during my boring speech, we have fueled that industry to, when they write the book on what we've done in the smartphone wars, we at AmCham have fueled those around the world. And also in 2005, when I started this, everybody was concerned with damages. Today my clients are global and they're not concerned with damages. They're concerned with shelf space and the ability to import their products and sell their products on a global basis. I don't know if I used up my allotted time. I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody wants. We're a very simple business that I have to make a little bit of a commercial for. We don't analyze patents. We don't value patents. We do not do any form of consultancy. We are pure old world English brokerage house. What's the 5 mean? 5 minutes. 5 minutes left? I can talk a lot. I thought he was rating me on a 1 to
10. Dean, well, maybe you could take this opportunity, because you still have 5 minutes left,
yes,
to tell us a little more specifically of what the brokerage of patent consists of in your jurisdiction, or if possible, also in Europe.
So my jurisdiction is Europe, and America, and Asia. Because oftentimes a transaction of ours is we're selling a French company's IP portfolio through our brokerage in America to an Asian company or to an American company. Or we're selling an Asian portfolio to an Asian company or an Asian portfolio to a German company. So our market is cross borders. So what we really do, and I was really trying to stress this because AmCham is the only true brokerage in the world. We do not analyze anything. We provide no services. We are a success-based organization. And small to medium-sized companies come to us, startups companies come to us, banks come to us, and governments come to us, Patrick, who desire to monetize things. And so what we do is we have an internal analysis, which is very similar to having your intellectual property appraised, but we appraise it ourselves to determine one thing. Do we think we can sell this, and do we know who might buy it? We have a robust private database of about 26,000 contacts around the world of a combination of buyers, sellers, inventors, and market makers. And we have a very robust matching system, so we know that we have a very, very wonderful French portfolio in wireless. We figure out who is the wireless buyer that would like to purchase that. Our private sale platform is about 90% of our business. Our auction platform is 100% of our marketing and customer relationships and friendliness, and also serves a great need. Oftentimes when multiple parties are interested in a portfolio, we put it in the auction platform, which makes a line in the sand. So we analyze the portfolio, we use all sorts of sophisticated tools to determine who would like to buy this, then we reach out. The number one thing is not price to me, and everyone who knows will know I'm just as happy when I sell something for 50,000 euros or 50 million euros. The number one thing is to make a successful match. And the successful match is a seller and a willing buyer. Once we have the seller and the willing buyer, the price will set itself normally. And the price is always set by the buyer, not by the seller. Because the seller always wants here, and the buyer always wants here. And the job of a broker, John, is we make everybody happy here. Or a little bit like this, or a little bit like that. I do not see business and everyone's business here exploding in this knowledge economy, as Patrick was discussing. We do more business in 3 or 4 days than we used to do in '05 and '06 in a year. We do business very quickly. Intellectual property portfolios used to take 18 months to 2 years to sell. We have sold multi-million-dollar portfolios and portfolios in the tens of millions of dollars and 50 millions of dollars. One, that's how good I'm doing. I'm rated 1. Number 1. We've sold them in hours, not months, not days, and not weeks. You don't have to flash the 0. I'm finished.
Thank you.